there are a lot of people that are just excited for this game, and there are a lot of people that are excited to see how bad this game's gonna be. So let's jump into the story trailer, see what any of this could look like.
To remember. Blood.
Breathe deeply.
So she is one of the two main protagonists.
There is evil at work in our homeland. Greedy lords who bring war.
He comes. Oda Nobunaga.
Okay.
Is under attack. This blade cannot be taken.
What?
Now is the time.
So her father was an assassin.
These people
It's part of the order.
care about us. Blood for blood.
Okay, so this whole thing about, like, you know, the feudal lords don't care about the peasant people, and then they become ninjas, and it's like, okay, I'm here for the premise.
Is that tyranny? I ride with you. My whole life, I have been caught on a wind, blown across the world.
I see potential in this man.
The Brack soldier is not one of us. Send him back to wherever he belongs.
Like, train him.
A legend. Or he may die.
And then he turns into a Ronin.
No. Tools belong in the old world. This is the way forward.
Oh yeah, they got guns now.
You slaughtered innocents!
The blade. It is you. You are a part of something bigger than this.
Oh, the Templars.
Our fates are connected.
We have all seen darkness. Some have been that darkness. Because you believe in my cause, we have come together, despite it all. To bring change, to bring light.
I mean, that showed, the premise I got from that was that they killed her family and now she wants revenge, but it wasn't like a story of revenge. Does that make sense? Like, you know how Ghost of Tsushima really showed the dark elements and really said, you're going down a path that we can't follow. How could you be like this? What are you doing? And it gave us a premise that we could attach to and that we can get lost in. This did some Easter eggs for like previous Assassin's Creed games and did a bunch of things that were like, okay, generic, very broad strokes of what the story could be. The defined premise I could find was family died, I become assassin to avenge family. Whereas like Ghost of Tsushima is family dies, I dishonor myself to take revenge. They're both premises that are about one sentence long, but the difference one of them has more like feeling, has more energy, has more drive to it. Whereas like Assassin's Creed premise from this story trailer that I've gotten, from what they decided to market the game as, feels generic. It doesn't get me excited. The only thing it gets me excited for is that, hey, we're getting another Assassin's Creed game. That's about it. It seems like they're marketing more on the brand than actual written story. And story is huge for me. So nothing really got me excited about the game. Nothing story-wise that showed off anything else. I guess what's another like? Ghost of Tsushima seems like the perfect blend, but even like Ezio's storyline. You know, like we compare it to like where Assassin's Creed was at its peak. Ezio's storyline was, you know, witness the origin of the assassins, rebuild the assassins. So the premise was like lose everything, build everything. That's a cool premise. That's a cool story. Same with like Brotherhood was like, you know, you're bringing in multiple people to control. You are the leader now. You going from being this lone assassin to a pack of wolves that go down and take out your targets. But all right, let's check out some other things that this game has to offer. I missed out on a lot of this when it first came out, so let's see what else we can get out of it. So I want to look at someone else's view outside of IGN, but I want to see what IGN has to say first, and I want to see what type of gameplay IGN is going to give us first, and then I want to look to see what other people have to say and what other people, and I guess like compare and contrast or cross-reference the two and see what we get from it. So this is IGN's final preview of the game. Because we got like a month till the game comes in.
Playing Assassin's Creed Shadows after multiple
How long was that? I talked over.
The next entry keeps several hours.
Several hours. I thought he said 70 hours.
After multiple delays, the next entry keeps up with the.
Dude, I remember people online saw the horse riding, and they said, "You guys are cooked." I was like, "Horse riding?"
A sharper eye for world building and giving its two protagonists their time in the spotlight. What the fuck? From my time sneaking through fortresses. And give
Have we done this in Assassin's Creed before? We're built. I mean, this is something new. Don't get me wrong. We had like one of my favorite Assassin's Creeds, Black Flag, was because of the ships. But this seems okay. Resources, like this is an actual like resource management, resource heavy.
For world building and giving its two protagonists their time in the spotlight.
I don't know how I feel. I'm not excited. Like I don't go to Assassin's Creed game to like to build things, but me in general, I don't like that kind of stuff anyways.
I got to see just how
that was pretty clean.
Ubisoft Quebec has improved its balancing act of satisfying action, RPG systems,
satisfying action,
open-ended exploration in a captivating new setting.
What is satisfying about it? That's what I want to hear. See if they talk about it. The final preview. Okay.
Since Assassin's Creed Origins in 2017, the series has stayed comfortably within the realm of the open-world RPG.
Which I have not enjoyed. I do not enjoy the RPG aspects of Assassin's Creed. Specifically, I don't enjoy how Ubisoft does RPG in this game. I would be okay with the whole RPG, like, you know, level up perks and stuff of that nature. I don't like it when there are just clear levels and it's got this MMO-esque design to it, and it just turns into a grind fest, which is just padding the game time, and you're doing a bunch of things that you don't necessarily want to be doing, but you have to do in order to progress through the game. So it essentially takes away the agency of players on how they might want to play the game. And I think just making one area full of level 1s and another area full of level 26s hurts the agency of the players. Now, I think it works in MMOs because you have a bunch of people playing together, and if you are in an area that's not for you, you could technically party up with people, or there's this social aspect that gives you agency. But in a single player game, it kind of just forces you to play a certain way. And the way that Ubisoft does their leveling makes it to where like I have to feel like I'm 100%ing this game, and I personally don't like 100%ing games. I want to play through my game and move on.
Offering an expanded scope and narrative decisions to alter the course of the story. While this shift has
again, that was a personal take.
Pains for the franchise, it has gotten a better handle on the additional layers to gameplay without compromising the fantasy of being an ancient assassin. With Shadows, the latest attempt at an Assassin's Creed RPG shows that Ubisoft may have also cracked the code on the role-playing element with its two unique protagonists, something the series has struggled to present in a way that hasn't muddied
So you said that the combat looks satisfying, but that doesn't look satisfying to me. I don't like just whacking at somebody non-stop. I don't. Like, it's... To me, that's like,
Protagonists, something the series has struggled to
I don't know.
present in a way that hasn't muddied the
it's like
narrative.
if
water.
what if you weren't the correct level? What if he was a couple level above you? How many times do you have to
Shadows
whack
sets
him?
its sights on a new mystery deep within a revamped Animus program.
Okay.
In this new simulation, we focus on feudal-era Japan and the secret history of both Yasuke, an historical African slave who became a full-fledged samurai, and Naue, a female shinobi.
I heard
taking up
they
the mantle
got a lot
her
of those
father's
historical
legacy.
accuracies
The
wrong.
pair eventually team up
Look
to
at that.
navigate a radically changing 1500s Japan,
What-
rubbing shoulders with other.
What is that? Is that like,
Eventually.
are you just mashing a button? Then you have right down here, you have RT to kick him, and then RT, so it's what? RT square, RTX to kick, RTY, RT triangle to push. You get to choose your weapons. That's audio. Is that how stealthy you're being? That's to heal. That's like, how does this? He said it's satisfying. It looks like he's just mashing one button. You compare this, so we've been playing Ninja Gaiden Black, 2, the remastered, and you could button mash in that game, but you'll be way more successful if you don't button mash. But there's still agency in how you want to play that game. This doesn't look.
To navigate a radically
That doesn't look like any agency. Just to take out like a tick of health. I get it. Ninja Gaiden's a hack and slash. This is like an RPG action role playing game. But like, even in Ninja Gaiden, you do that many slashes to somebody, and they're missing an arm, and then you get to do something else. Or you even want to compare that. We just recently played Kingdom Come Deliverance. The combat in that game is immersive and engaging.
changing 1500s Japan, rubbing
I wanna
shoulders
see,
with
like,
other historical
someone
allies
play
such
through an
as
entire
Oda
level of the
Nobunaga
game.
and Kuroda Kanbei, while taking down a shadowy cabal of warlords manipulating the country's attempt at unification from within.
It is possible you hold ulterior motives beyond reconstruction.
One of Kanbei's dogs. Kill them!
I spent most of my playtime exploring Harima Province, one of the early zones that featured
So
a
the
quest
story
line
is still
involving an
generic.
insidious plot to undermine the region's power structure.
Undermine the
World of
region's
Assassin's Creed
power
Shadows
structure.
is massive, but thankfully not to the ridiculous
So
size
we're
of
just fighting a
Valhalla.
shadow
That
government.
said, plenty of opportunities were packed in this province.
I wanna
and
hear,
viewpoints
like,
to
the
observe
human
nearby
aspect of
points
fighting a
interest
shadow
helped
government.
Steer me in the right direction. A
I wanna
general
know-
theme I found compelling was how Shadows emphasized harmonizing with the open world.
They did this in
Cultural
Ghost of
element the
Tsushima as
developers
well.
wanted to highlight with the Japanese
And they
setting.
did this in Wukong.
For all those we care about.
This theme also extends to the side activities and how the world changes over time with shifting seasons that alter.
Look. So we have two other games, Ghost of Tsushima and Black Myth Wukong, that, are influenced by the
I
East.
found-
I know Black Myth Wukong is Chinese, but Ghost of Tsushima, is Japanese. Look at this. You go here, you press the button to be at the shrine.
Compelling was how Shadows emphasized
That's it. That's it. I'm not saying you need a reward or anything, but at least Ghost of Tsushima and Black Myth Wukong showed you the atmosphere, showed you what was like, in no matter the setting, there was tranquility in the setting. That's funny. I think that's so funny that they're just like, yeah, we'll do the same thing. But then they do it worse.
with shifting seasons that alter.
Now, there can be like an immersive aspect to this. I can see myself in Kingdom Come Deliverance, and then like, oh, you need to go pray somewhere, you need to go, and then like Henry is just standing there. But Kingdom Come Deliverance understood that they had to entertain people while also keeping their vision of immersion. So they had to make sure that immersion stayed fun. So anytime you did have to do something like this, it turned into a cutscene. It still turned into something that was engaging. This, to me, as horrible as it sounds, in a game,
Shadows
almost
ditches
sounds
the need
almost
for
seems just
hunting, and
pointless.
Instead, you can find and draw
Ditches the need
rare
for
wildlife
hunting.
found in the wild. It was an odd activity at first, but I found them endearing and a relaxing change of pace. I soon found myself being taken in by how atmospheric and thoughtful the setting was.
That was...
He said he was taken in by how atmospheric and thoughtful the setting was, but the game doesn't do anything. Like, if it... I don't know how edited this video is, but if it's literally just this, if it's literally just, let me walk up to this bird...
In the wild. It was an odd activity at first, but I found them
Get a quick
endearing
cutscene
and
of the
relaxing
bird.
change of pace. I soon found myself
And then he's done
being
drawing
taken
the
in
bird.
by how atmospheric and thoughtful the setting was.
That was worth the wait.
That was worth the wait.
Shadows also
It's not the same. It's not the same. It's not as good. And it's so interesting when you have a game, because I've seen clips of Yusuke just running around knocking heads off of civilians in the game and not being desynchronized for killing civilians. I don't know. Based on the story trailer, it's probably because he like wasn't fighting. He was still like working for the Templars or the Shadow Government, but you can't kill birds.
emphasizes the dynamic between the two protagonists and their agency within the world after bonding over being outcasts within the
There's a
country.
counter system.
I really enjoyed their dynamic within the story, and they play well with each other during
The
cutscenes.
combat looks boring.
Yasuke is a gentle giant and wise samurai enforcer who
Pet the
offers some
cats.
poignant insights while learning about Japanese culture.
Some poignant
The reign will
insights.
continue in a different form. Another battle, same war.
Naoe's growth into an assassin with a heavy legacy to uphold shows an early look at the dramatic highs of the main story.
You want to see a foreigner have insight into Japanese culture? Go watch Shogun.
You're free to switch off characters in the open world and during moments in the main story, letting you
Okay.
play as who you want in
That's cool.
most key missions.
That's
You're
cool.
right. Let's do it.
But in an interesting addition, you also have the option of playing in canon mode, which presents a defined story without major narrative choices, which was added after developers saw how many fans were debating what the definitive story was for Valhalla and Odyssey.
So it is you.
Yasuke and Naoe also represent the different
So
extremes
it
of
is
Assassin's
you.
Creed's combat and
Just
stealth
a glance.
experiences, which have
What?
also seen clear upgrades across the board in Shadows.
Dang.
For combat,
guys in the back
there's a
didn't even
heightened
hear that.
need for dodging and parrying strikes, crucial to piercing through armor to
That was
deliver
the
a killing
Y
blow.
ability. That was the top ability he just used right there.
It injects Ghosts of Tsushima's offensive and defensive style of swordplay, but it also has familiar AC combat skills such as power grabs and the always funny kick move I used plenty.
Ghost of Tsushima did not need a leveling system for players to progress through the game. Ghost of Tsushima literally immersed you in the game. If someone had a bunch of freaking armor, you knew they were going to be a problem for you. If someone didn't have a lot of armor, you knew you could take them out very easily. They also sent a variety of enemies to combat you so that you were just swarmed. The whole idea of being an assassin in that game made sense because one man shouldn't be able to take on all those people.
Of times.
Now, I played as a samurai in Ghost of Tsushima, which was very disappointing because no matter how you play the game, the story's kind of linear. That's another note. That's like besides the point. But I can tell you, one man can take on all those people. But that's because Ghost of Tsushima gave me agency to play the game. I don't, and what that does, I'm sorry, I keep pausing. I know. I'll let it play after this. But like what that does is that gives you a sense of agency. I'm sorry, no, immersion. And I think immersion is very important in a game because, so like this guy, right?
Ghost of Tsushima,
Like he doesn't have a level, he's a boss. And that makes sense that he's a boss. He looks like he's a badass samurai. That guy's level 28 and he looks like a peasant. Like he genuinely looks like a peasant. It's probably a bad look.
Used plenty of times.
This guy, same thing. 28. 26, Shinobi, 20. That guy looks cool, right? But like 28. This guy looks like he should be level 28. The other guy, oh maybe. Never mind. They both look like they're 28. Disregard everything I said.
Funny kick move I used plenty of times.
I couldn't see him properly before. Disregard everything I just said.
I generally felt pleased with the more thoughtful approach to combat.
See that?
However, it also comes with
As long
more
as they look the
challenges,
part,
which unexpectedly
then that
made
makes
some of the
sense. Everything
encounters in the game
disregarded.
feel
Thank you
a bit
for
more
him.
difficult.
Hold up. What was that?
It also comes with more challenges, which unexpectedly made some of the encounters in the game feel a bit more difficult.
It's red, so you dodge. What do you mean difficult? How hard was this guy? I mean, I shouldn't be talking. I'm probably going to die to him later. Dude, look, all the combat looks the same. Like, I haven't seen anything unique.
Ghost of Tsushima's offensive
Look at all this
and defensive
combat.
style of
I'm playing
swordplay,
Sekiro at the moment.
but
That
it
honestly
also
looks
has familiar AC combat
better.
skills such as
Sekiro,
power
yeah,
grabs
I haven't played
and the
Sekiro, but I've seen gameplay of Sekiro. Gameplay of Sekiro looks badass. I need to play through Sekiro. This just looks like
always funny
button
kick
mashing
move I
one
used
button,
plenty of times.
and then you press your abilities. Look at this,
Generally
like
felt pleased with the
slash
more thoughtful
slash
approach to
slash
combat.
slash.
However,
There's red to
it also
dodge,
comes
blue
with
to
more challenges,
deflect.
which unexpectedly made some of the encounters in the game feel a bit more difficult.
So like you compare that to Ghost of Tsushima, where as you level up, your abilities coincide with the story and progress with the trajectory that the character's taking. So there was like in Ghost of Tsushima, the main character, he's kind of like Batman. He wants the Mongols to fear him. He wants him to think that he is a wraith that is going to come and like they have angered this spirit on their island. You go and you get an ability that you go into like wraith mode where you just start hacking and slashing and killing Mongols like with no mercy, and you cause them to fear you. You cause them to run away. You have an ability that like goes with your character's story progression to increase the immersion. That's what makes the combat in Ghost of Tsushima so much different and so much more engaging and immersive, and what makes that game so profound compared to this, which I think is just going to be forgettable. I don't see anything satisfying about fighting a bunch of 25, level 25 women that are wearing like loincloths, like
to present fights
loincloths.
with
That's so racist of me. They're wearing komodos. I need to just shut up before I get myself in trouble. But they're all shinobis, right? And these shinobis,
accurately,
I guess she's getting grouped up on.
Overwhelmed by enemies coming in off screen.
Yeah, why does this game fall apart the second you get attacked by
when the new
multiple
combat in Shadows
enemies?
hits, it certainly does hit.
The only time he says that this game is satisfying is whenever he's doing a finishing move. Don't get me wrong, finishing moves look clean, are super fun, but when the enemy's at like a percentage of health and it's programmed to do an assassination and this percentage of health, that can get old real quick. Not played Ghost yet. It's on my wish list. Have you seen gameplay of Phantom Blade Zero? That looks honestly amazing. I'll check it out after this. We'll check it out after this. I haven't really seen Phantom Blade Zero. I remember it being announced, but I haven't seen gameplay.
What impressed me most was the revamped stealth gameplay, which appropriately incorporates elements from Ubisoft's other stealth action
series. It looks
series,
the same.
Splinter Cell.
Splinter Cell.
That should be all of them.
I played Splinter
With the new
Cell.
visibility meter, you can see how open you are.
Okay.
I need to slow down. Identify my target.
Furthermore, there's a greater emphasis on light and darkness. You can even snuff out candles to add some cover.
That's cool.
My favorite addition is the ability to...
That's really cool. You can snuff out the visibility, snuff out candles. Those are all really cool stealth mechanics. Really cool stealth mechanics. Super cool. Oh my gosh.
And stealth experiences, which have also
Oh my gosh,
seen
super cool
upgrades
stealth
across the board
mechanics.
in Shadows.
Wow. This guy has no fucking idea what's going on. Dude literally rips through the door, impales this guy. The guy is screaming, grunting at the top of his lungs. Dude is literally right here. Oh my god. New and improved stealthing in Assassin's Creed, everybody. Nobody. Is this guy looking at him? Look at his knees. They're bent towards us. He's staring at the illuminated friend getting impaled by a giant black man. You're telling me nobody would look at that? Oh my gosh, dude. You freaking kidding me? Great job with the stealth system, Assassin. New and improved stealth system by Assassin's Creed. Absolutely love it. Oh my gosh. Maybe he has field of invisibility around him. Oh, that's right. It is new and improved stealth system. So you're probably right. He has a field of invisibility.
My favorite.
All these mechanics we will never use.
Which, as you can expect, is a game changer for stealth.
Is it now?
Playing stealth with Naue was so satisfying.
I played Metal Gear Solid 4 Guns of the Patriot when I was in middle school. And that game, I spent the entire game prone. The entire game, I spent it prone. You want to talk about game-changing stealth? You go play Metal Gear Solid. Splinter Cell. Splinter Cell is made by Ubisoft, mind you. Splinter Cell is made by Ubisoft. That's another game I played where, and I see they have the marking system in Splinter Cell as well, which he's probably going to mention.
And it does well to showcase just how much that gameplay style has improved.
Oh! Wait, what level were those guys?
How much that gameplay style.
The guy's level 24 and he's fucking naked. This dude gets more armor from his loincloth than he does wearing a full suit of armor. The people we saw earlier were level 26. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about, like the loss of immersion. I bet you anything if I didn't get a stealth. Oh, look, we're back here. Look, we're back here.
Can combat and stealth. They also have clear limitations.
So he runs up, starts hitting that guy. That guy just now figures out what's going on. This guy is still staring at the invisibility cloaking field.
For instance, Yosuke is a formidable fighter and is capable of ambushing enemies. However, his large stature is not ideal for advanced stealth.
I'd love to see a reaction. I wonder if this will time me out. I don't know. I don't even know what you said.
In addition to being incapable of climbing certain areas, he's also not great at performing the leap of faith.
I'm okay with Yosuke not being stealthy and clumsy because he's big and covered in armor. I'm okay with that. That they feel different. I like that.
However, her nimble combat style is far more reliant on parrying and dodging, and one hit from an elite enemy's heavy strike can take a chunk of her health bar. While pulling off Naue's
are these blips health bars? Okay.
I often had to resist the urge to take out every enemy and run for it when things got out of hand.
I mean, like, I'm okay with that. But this just doesn't look fun.
Combat style is far more reliant on parrying and dodging, and one hit from an elite enemy's heavy strike
parrying and dodging. Look at like this just doesn't look fun.
Pulling off Naue's combat skills was satisfying. I often had to resist the urge to take out every enemy and run.
That looks so annoying. That looks like you were playing a modded game with your friends and you spawned in a bunch of the same enemies and you're just like, oh my gosh, they're all throwing smoke bombs. Oh my gosh, they're all doing this, they're all doing that. Like that looks so annoying.
The urge to take out every enemy and run for it when things got out of hand.
Oh gosh, what is this?
Continuing with Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
Look, I'm sure there's going to be people. Oh, this is from Valhalla? Okay. Well, I mean, I guess if it was successful in Valhalla, then by all means, if it ain't broke, this is something I would never do.
You can manage and upgrade a base of operations. As you recruit allies, they'll head to your hideout to open up shops and offer new side missions that incentivize revisits to previous zones. But Shadows takes this feature a step further.
Didn't people not like it in Valhalla? Did they not?
Custom village in the vein of Animal
I see
Crossing.
why. Like, why would you want this in? Yeah, like, look, even IGN is saying, oh, look, you get to play Animal Crossing. If I wanted to play Animal Crossing, I'd get Animal Crossing. I came here to assassinate people.
The Town Builder mode offers plenty of options to add necessities and some personal
Why?
touches to the hideout.
Why? Like something like this is just not. It's like. So let's look at Starfield. I get that not everyone likes Starfield, but the shipbuilding in Starfield made sense. They didn't put, housing building in Starfield. They didn't. Oh, they did. Okay, they did put housing building in Starfield. Nobody cared about the housing building. Everyone cared about the shipbuilding because it made sense in Starfield to be able to customize and build your ship. It was probably the best or second best part about that game. I played Assassin's Creed 3 recently, and I did like the growing the town part. Assassin's Creed 3. I'm trying to remember Assassin's Creed 3. That was where you played in America, right? I beat that game. I don't remember growing the town.
Unexpected amount of time building more housing and decorating my space with Shinto shrines and pets, such as cats and tanuki. There are also side activities, such as a visually striking meditation minigame to help you earn additional perks. It's an unexpectedly cozy side activity for an AC game, and I was quickly taken in by how satisfying it was to walk around a massive village.
Compare this to Final Fantasy, where you have to do push-ups and pull-ups and sit-ups and squats against all the buff dudes. It's just, I feel like this game, like, you know how when companies like Blizzard or Riot, like League of Legends and stuff like that, there were other people doing something and Riot and Blizzard steal it. You know, they made Valorant, they made League of Legends, they made a card game system, they made a TV show. They basically just stole everything and made it better. They're like, oh, we see everything you did good here. We see why this is profitable. Let's do that. Let's do that and make our own thing and let's make it profitable. Ubisoft is like, we're going to take what everyone else does and not understand what made it great. This looks boring. I'm sure like there is a big difference between looking at a game and playing a game. Make it worse, yeah. You are a Native American and your hometown grew with the Quest and such. Oh, that's right. That's right. I remember because I never revisited my hometown. Because I just cared about doing the story to get to the next shit battle in Assassin's Creed 3.
It's an unexpectedly cozy
I'm sure this may be more fun to play than to watch. So
activity for an AC
but it just doesn't look as engaging. Like when I first saw the clip of Tifa going against like buff guys, I was like, this is hilarious. This is so funny.
By how satisfying it was to walk around a massive village I had made in a reasonably short time. So
I thought he was going to say something that like building the base adds to going against the shadow government. Building the base adds to the character, to the story progression of the character becoming a leader. Building the base contributes to the story in some way. It is congruent with your journey to being better than these feudal lords who don't care about people. No, he was just like, it's satisfying walking around my base, my home building base. You see where the disconnect is in this game? You see where it's like other games like Ghost of Tsushima make things congruent and make things make sense, not only with the plot and the story that they're building, but also engaging for people who want to play that type of game. And this one is just like, yeah, throw it in there. Yeah, let's just throw it in there. Let's make something happen.
So far, Assassin's Creed Shadows is
God
shaping up
damn.
to be a solid
God
follow-up
damn.
to
2 shots to the
Ubisoft's
face.
ambitious Valhalla. Even
Another
if
boss
the
fight.
familiar crop of open world bugs and quirks popped up during my ambitious Valhalla.
It's annoying because like I feel like every time I see a clip of Assassin's Creed Shadow, I get to see 5 seconds of the game. I feel like if I were to watch this for 5 minutes, this would look boring as hell. Like what is going to be so unique about this boss fight?
Solid follow-up to Ubisoft's ambitious Valhalla. Even if the
She also had to use an ability to pull that off. She had to use her Y ability that looks like it's supposed to strike multiple people or a multiple person one time. Assassin's Creed 3 was my first Assassin's Creed game, and it traumatized me a little. I grinded to get 100% sync, and it was a slog. I thought it would unlock more story, but all I got was an outfit, and I had already completed the game, so I didn't even need the outfit. I was so mad. That fucking sucks. That sucks, dude. I'm sorry. No, I played the first Assassin's Creed, and I played all of them up until Origins when they switched. Is it Mirage? Assassin's Creed Mirage looked pretty. Why does this look so bad? This doesn't look that great. I'm gonna be honest. Graphically speaking,
crop of
this doesn't look that great.
bugs and quirks popped up
you see how he didn't stab him?
I still found a great deal to appreciate with Shadows and its world building. While this conceit is not
look at that! Look at that floating sword! Look at that floating dagger!
Building. While this conceit is not an uncommon backdrop for video games, which can be easy to mess up with insensitive representation,
Guy's a Jedi.
Assassin's Creed Shadows so far does well to justify its take on an open-world RPG set during this culturally rich era, especially in its handling of the 2 protagonists.
Does
With release
well.
Finally coming soon, I'm eager to see how Ubisoft's take on Assassin's Creed's journey to Japan will come together. For more on the latest upcoming games during this busy opening of 2025, check out our final preview of Civilization 7. And of course, for everything else in the world of video games, stick with IGN.
Okay, so that was IGN's view. I'm gonna be honest, guys. It looked okay. I mean, the game looks like it's a 6 out of 10. It looked okay. I don't. Just basing it off of gameplay and cool open world, giant map. I would prefer quality over quantity, kind of like what Kingdom Come Deliverance gave us. If you're going to be a big giant map, you better be like Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild, or Tears of the Kingdom, where, you know, you look somewhere and it is very giving and very good. This game, oh man, it just looks like it looks like where other games specialized in something, this game is okay at everything. I'm not saying if you buy this game you're wasting your money, but I am saying this is not going to be Game of the Year material from what I can tell. This just looks like a very mid game. It just looks like Ubisoft has fallen from grace, and we're watching in real time, you know, them continuously triple themselves. But for more, if you guys like seeing this kind of stuff, me reacting to things, looking at the gaming industry and things like that, give this video a like and tell me what your thoughts are on Assassin's Creed. Are you excited for it? Why are you excited for it? And if you just want to play it, you're just excited against another Assassin's Creed game, that's fine. I am too. But I don't know. I'm not, you know, it's okay. It's okay to be critical on the things you like. It's okay to be critical on the things that are coming out. I think it's even more important to be critical because you want them to do better. You want them to exceed themselves and push themselves, especially if they're asking for your money. So We'll seal it this time. Until next time, YouTube, play nice. Okay, all right, Forum. Ubisoft really did fall over the last 10 years, really? Yeah. It's a company that I loved. It's a company that I was like, man, these guys put out bangers. This is like guaranteed. You know, if we got an Assassin's Creed game, you know, it was a good year. It was a good 3 months. But geez Louise, man, you look at Ubisoft now and you're just kind of like, oh, here comes a Ubisoft game. Oh, no, I don't want to be.
Hey, I'm Mario. I like playing video games, watching movies, and Dungeons and Dragons. If you keep getting me in your suggested videos, or you're watching this video right here, consider subscribing. It goes a long way. Thank you.